Hey, Chris Liepe here with special guest vocalist and vocal coach Andy Cizik. And I have been waiting to watch this until you could show me, because in the work that we've done together, I think you've got a lot of cool things to say.
For me, it's classic, and we're hearing their deathcore sound re-emerging once again.
Oh, gosh. That's Oli?
Yeah, and it's crazy because this was sort of their original sound, and then they evolved into the Bring Me the Horizon that you know, and so they're going back to their roots here. And Oli, as you can see, he's still got it, and he's better than ever.
Well, I thought that there was some news about him having trouble with his voice earlier on. Is that when he was transitioning from being, sounds like screaming only, into more of a singer?
Yeah, I think, being young, he was just kind of going up there and winging it. Very little technique, not a lot of educational tools out there. So that's what you do. And you go out there and you scream it out, and it's not the healthiest, and your voice starts to suffer a little bit from it. You have some difficulties. I think a lot of vocalists sort of go through this. And his technique kind of changed from growling and throat-shredding screaming to sort of more yelling. And over time, that yelling kind of, he began to start singing more.
So build that sound for us.
I'm hearing sort of a mid to upper constriction type scream going on. I think the traditional deathcore false chord scream is like, right? It's kind of got that sort of beefier, grittier distortion. But it's kind of squeaky too, It's got a little bit of that what we'd call fry thing going on. So my guess is it's somewhere in the middle of those two sounds. And then he's doing a lot of face shape modulation to get the different lower growls and then the higher shrieks. It sounds like a couple layers, I'm hearing like a dehumanize and a dehumanize sort of thing going on. Maybe it's just his maybe it's his one proper scream, just kind of layered on each other, but it sounds very multi-dimensional. So, in the mix can be hard to tell, but for the shrieky part, I'm hearing like a dehumanize, dehumanize. I'm doing sort of a head voice shout and dehumanize, and it's kind of thinned out, and then on the more burly side, I'm going down here for my grid. And I'm using more of that traditional false chord style.
Sure. And then blending those in the mix.
Yeah, either that or he's somewhere in the middle. It's hard to say. His style, it seems to be a lot different than, what you typically hear in Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah. Definitely very layered.
Yeah, very sick.
So, and even that sort of siren there, that felt like it started in a very traditional false chord termed sort of sound and then mouth shaped it upward.
Right. And I still feel like I'm hearing two different layers that are slightly different approaches. I could be wrong, but this, the way I would build it up is I'd go, and then having these two sort of flavors come together to make this full sound.
that section definitely sounds more weighted towards the upper constricty, as opposed to the sort of sound.
Yeah, and I think that's really smart because trying to do super high highs with that very weighted it's a lot more taxing and vocally spendy, as we call it. So doing it more up here, much more reliable and effort free,
low budget. That's so tight for those lows.
Yeah.
Man.
He still has such a youthful sounding voice. It's so cool. And yeah, tight and focused. Dissociating. Almost a little bit death metal-y, but Oli style, so deathcore.
These sounds, these coordinations that you hear Andy doing, inspired by what Oli's doing, not only can he do them, he can teach them. If you'd like to work directly with Andy in creating these kinds of possibilities in your own voice, start by clicking the link below in the pinned comment or video description and joining the free warm-ups course.
Monumental Vocal Warm-Ups with Andy Sykes.
Totally, those two approaches, two layers.
I love how just razor sharp his highs are. Like they just cut through the air. He's always had that just razor blade high sound.
I still can't believe this is him because I'm not even familiar with Oli as the deathcore screamer. I think of the melody. I think of that volatile sing-screamy thing that he does, and it's almost like he completely abandoned that for a lot of the stuff that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely digging deep. It just kind of shows how much range he has as a vocalist. Because it's not like, I've lost that. I can't do that anymore. He's like, all right, I'm going to, dig deep into my roots and do this dimension of my voice again. Because I fucking want to, because it's awesome.
Man. That center scream there sounds exactly like something you just did. Right there. You hear a note even though there's not a note. Like you definitely hear primary chords in there.
Yeah. So there's something in there, but then it's so dirtied up.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he's going full power, bro. It's awesome.
And that was bright mouth shape, big mouth, high placed, but in the false chord approach.
Yep.
That looser, that sound, right? So interesting because they're roughly the same pitch, right? When he's doing the upper constricted versus the more, false chord epiglottal sort of sound.
Yeah.
But you can hear the looseness and the increased airflow out of the as opposed
Absolutely.
To
you can get that pitch in two different approaches, like running beneath the madness, which is that upper constricted fry sound, or running beneath the madness, which is more of an air dump. And I think he's doing the latter there.
It's a lot harder to be having a focus on diction when you're doing the lower engagement, right?
Yeah, I think that has to do with how much more space you need to make in your face and how much more air it takes. At least for me, enunciating because I really have to go super wide in order to get that pitch.
Who will survive? Oh,
exactly.
Yep.
That new metal voice.
Yeah. Ugh. There's some of his real voice.
Yeah, he peppers it in.
I love stuff like that, right? You
Me
just
too.
abandon into that ceiling of the screen.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like you're literally going insane during the vocal take.
Man, he's got range.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I know. So many little voices inside of one person.
I like that blend there. We have the really sheeny highs and then the gang of the lows over here and this on the edges, the fringes.
Yeah, big thick wall of vocal sound. Oh, that's so cool.
Talk about that a little bit. That
Right, yeah, so, to get these growls, it's kind of like that. You lower larynx, like you're half yawning.
Yeah.
Patrick Starr, the inner machinations of my mind. Using that placement to... And then
Yeah.
the mouth shape, of course, is, kind of narrowing.
And it sounds like he's doing something with his tongue too, right?
I can't. Hard to enunciate, but yeah, you can use the tongue to create an extra tunnel for depth of scream.
Right.
Yeah. That part too. That specific scream has more voice in it too.
Yeah.
And what will be left? That's less of like a and more. Whoa, I'm coming from here. That sort of Gojira style multi-tonal thing.
Totally. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like a very pent up yell.
Yeah. It sounds so pissed off. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I like that you brought up Gojira. That I totally agree. I hear that.
Mm-hmm. Classic Egyptian metalcore solo.
That was neat, like a mid, like right in the center with, and these highs seem to be getting more and more airy and ethereal as the production goes on.
Yeah, let's hear that bit again.
Yeah, the dehumanized!
Right. Yeah,
In the back.
dehumanized! You got that classic Oli shout. I think I'm hearing some panning in the mix as well.
Yeah.
Of the highs, sort of like a doubling up. Sort of move to the sides, and then you got the thick growl in the center.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, just a gang of awesomeness.
Uh-oh.
you know what's coming. It's about to be a crazy breakdown. Oh my God.
Ugh.
Dude, crazy. Yeah, lots of switching between placements right there. You know, the J Cross disciples. Like, it's all over the place. It's just a masterclass of heavy vocals. He's putting on quite a show here. Yeah, yo, dude. Yeah, I can't wait to see this live.
Gosh, removing the skin with that low tunnel. That's
God damn. Beautiful.
that was. Oh, I don't know if it's beautiful. Well, there's aspects
let's say it was brutiful. Yeah.
Brutiful.
Yes, yeah. And that is a look into the sort of younger spirit of Bring Me the Horizon, but now modernized and honed and perfected. You can tell he really has a great grasp on what he's doing.
And you were saying right before we started the camera that they re-released their old stuff as well?
Right. Now they have Pray for Plagues Repented, which is a re-recording of all that
they
old
re-recorded
material.
it.
Yeah, and the production's a little more modern. I think now it's on a metronome and stuff, but the vocals, honestly, I think they're even better. So It's very inspiring to me to see, you know, this material where it was from a young band, vocally didn't fully really know what they were doing, but went out there and did it anyway. He had some vocal struggles throughout the years. It's been, you know, I think 2 decades at this point. And then he's stronger than ever. He's better than ever. He's
totally,
you know, well into his 30s. That's so cool to see that you can just continue to level up and improve. And even if you feel like, oh, I've had some vocal trouble, am I cooked? It's like, no. You know, there's lots of opportunities to get serious and educate yourself and learn and utilize the tools that are out there to become better than ever.
Sure. Well, and speaking of utilizing the tools that are out there to help you, Andy has those tools. You've got a suite of courses, and you've got a free course that if you want to go deeper and work these kinds of coordinations that you hear Andy doing and that you hear Oli doing into your own voice, start by clicking the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join Andy's free warm-ups course.
That is called Monumental Vocal Warm-Ups with Andy Sykes. Let's get technical.
Yeah. And here are a few other videos I've done with Andy that you might enjoy.